So we're talking about tuning, different techniques for tuning, especially for a more beginning guitarist. Obviously you can use a tuner, electronic tuner, which is very accurate. There's a lot of difference from one tuner to another, but a good accurate tuner will let you get very close to correct tuning. It's good to be able to tune by ear, and there are a couple of techniques for this. The most commonly taught one is just working from one string to the next on the 5th fret.
But first you need to get the E string right.
Right. First you need to get a reference note. The most common reference note is an A, which is the note used by orchestras. A440, which is this note here. But you don't happen to have a tuning fork for that. Your iPad or whatever, your app will be able to give you that note. But if you have a tuning fork for some random note, you can get this, which is an E. This is the E. This E. No, my mistake. This is the high E. So once you have one note that is in tune, which you do just by ear to make sure that it sounds good, the most common way then would be to use the 5th fret on the next string to make sure these notes are the same. In this case, this is a little higher than this, so we need to lower it. This gets us to the other most common way of hearing whether a guitar is in tune. You play the two notes together, and through your own experience of playing, you'll know whether that sounds like it's correct, like it's a perfect fourth, or if it's a little too sharp, the lower note, or a little too flat. And over time, you'll be able to hear when that's very close to the correct pitch. Check again to make sure it's the same note. Or you can just listen to the interval. That lower note's a little flat. That's about right. The next note, on the 4th fret instead of the 5th fret. All the other notes are the 5th fret, except for the 3rd to the 2nd string, you use the 4th fret. You can also check the 3rd string on the 9th fret, should be the same as the 1st string. Another useful way to check tuning is to check the octaves. This E on the 1st string with the 2nd fret of the 4th string. It's very easy to hear when an octave is correctly in tune, easier than any other pair of notes. And then again, from that note to the 6th string. So these 3 notes are a very good test for whether you're in tune. The same thing with A's, the 5th string, the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, the 5th fret of the 1st string. Now we're a little out of tune there. This is a little sharper than this. This is flat. That's better. Also the G on the 1st string to the open G string to the G on the 6th string. That's another good octave test. All of these different techniques are ways to use your ear to help recognize a note that's out of tune. It's often very hard to tune through an objective reference like a tuning machine, but it's often easy for your ear to tell whether a chord is in tune. This is very close, but I hear that this G is still just a little bit flat. And after you try one chord, you try another chord. And if you're lucky and have been careful, all the chords will sound more or less in tune.